Today's lesson is the fourth in our series about estimates and purchase orders and comes from the basic QBO certification course. But before we get into today's lesson, if you are an accounting professional in need of help getting your QBO ProAdvisor certification, then you come to the right place because that's all we do. So if that's of interest to you, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to get notified every time we upload a new video. With that, let's get started. All right, so we are working on exercise 3.6D. If you would like a copy of the exercise, click the link below to find out how you can access our practice library and also find out information about our full course. You do need to have done exercise 3.6A before you can do this exercise. So this exercise is converting an estimate to an invoice, and that we created that estimate in exercise 3.6A. We had two more steps. In B, we then created a purchase order from that estimate, and then in C, we created an expense from that purchase order. You can skip those two middle stops, but you do have to have created the estimate already. So make sure you have that exercise done so that your sample company is set up correctly. Speaking of the sample company, you should hopefully by now know how to access it, but if you don't, you need help with that, then click the link in the description below to get your instructions for how to access this wonderful playground that Intuit has created for us. All right, so the scenario is, just to catch you up, the outdoor background for Gevelber, I forgot how I pronounced it, Gevelber photography is complete. It's now time to send the invoice. So here's the whole process. We gave them an estimate, then they said yes. So we purchased the stuff we needed from our vendor, we got the stuff we needed from our vendor, we did our work, and now it's time to invoice the photography place. Okay, so it says make sure you've created the previous exercise. Then from the left navigation bar, you're going to click Sales, and I'm already on that screen, but you're going to hit Sales and then Customers. Let me go ahead and go back to Customers. There we go. Here is our estimate on the blue little, on the money bar, they call it. So we're going to click Estimate. Here is our estimate right here. And then we saw this in the previous video, this little Start Invoice right next to it. Okay, so we're going to click Start Invoice. That is step 2. Okay. If you did the previous exercise, you noticed that a drawer popped up, and we were able to use this drawer to create our purchase order. So now we're going to use the same drawer, this estimate, to create our invoice. So we're going to go ahead and click Add, and that is going to copy everything from the estimate onto the invoice, and it looks exactly like the invoice, but there's a change. So we noticed that in step 4, it says the design ended up only taking 8 hours. So we're going to change that. For the estimate, we put it in as 10, but in actuality, it's only 8. So you can make changes like that. And then I'm going to scroll down, click Save and Send. We don't need to send it because this is the sample company. You can't actually send it, but that's what the instructions say to do. So we're going to go ahead and hit Save and Send. And then this is what the invoice looks like, so you can see. And you can actually control, it's a different lesson, you can control what your invoice looks like and what this all says. But we're going to send and close. And you notice that it says email not sent because you can't send emails from the sample company. So anyway, that's it. You've gone from the whole process with about estimates and purchase orders. See you next time.